Today I wanted to talk about camping, and I didn't want to talk about my camping experiences quite yet. I'll be making a video later about those. I'm actually going camping this weekend. This video will probably be up after I go camping though. Anyway, I wanted to make this video about the different types of camping and how different people interpret camping different ways. Usually when I go camping, I'm with my dad and my stepmom, and we usually go to the Boundary Waters. And before, we used to canoe to the Boundary Waters, and we would have to portage, which is, I don't know if you know what that is. It's when two lakes are next to each other, and then there's a strip of land, and to get from one lake to another, you have to go through the portage, and you have to carry your canoe or whatever gear you have, so we would have to portage and carry all our stuff with us. So there's that kind of camping where you canoe to a place and it's actually on a lake. There's the kind where you can actually have motorized boats. That's along the same lines, except you don't have to portage usually, and if you do, there's a vehicle that has a trailer that pulls you across the portage. Another kind of camping that a lot of people do is they have RVs or whatever. They bring it to a campsite that you just drive to. One of my friends likes to do that, but she doesn't have an RV or a camper or anything. She has a very large tent. It's like a wall tent. I don't know if you've heard of that or not, but it is quite large. You can stand up in it. Hers had 2 compartments, so you could fit probably up to 6 people in there, or more than that, but to be comfortable you probably wouldn't want more than 6 people in there. That kind of camping, you just drive to the place and you can stay. Campsites are probably owned by the state, and so you may have to get a permit through the state. A lot of times it's in a national forest of some sort. There's that kind of camping, and this kind of camping, apparently you can do day trips. I only have done this once when I went with one of my friends. You can camp and you have your vehicle there, so you can leave whenever you want. If you're running out of food, you can go to a grocery store nearby. I mean, it's pretty classy camping, if you ask me, compared to portaging heavy canoes, heavy packs, like over 50 pounds each, so you have to carry. The portages can be hilly, rough terrain. It just depends on where you are, how long the portage is. As far as I'm aware, the camping in the Boundary Waters, you have to be at a campsite, which means that there is a latrine. That's not saying much. It's just like a wooden box coming out of the ground with a seat hole thing. It's very primitive. It's better than nothing, but calling it a latrine, I don't know how it fits in there. But anyway, you need one of those, and you don't build it, it's already there. And then there's a grate for a fire ring. That's another thing that's there. So that's how you know that you're at a campsite. You cannot camp where there isn't a campsite. People cannot own land in the Boundary Waters because it is federal land, I believe. You probably should bring your own water. One time we didn't. The lake water kind of tasted fishy. Imagine that. We had a lot of lemonade that year, that week, that weekend. I don't know how long we were out there. Yeah. Would that be weird if there was like no bottom to the lake and it just kept going and going? So I made these tips for myself on what to do when making videos and what not to do. And one of the things on my list, let's find it. Okay, I wrote down, some planning is good, but keep some ad-lib. Okay, some planning is good. I didn't do any planning for this video other than look at my list of ideas for videos and think, well, which one sucks the least? And then I did that one. I'm not sure if this one actually sucks the least. It's just the one that I felt like doing, that I felt like I could do it without planning. Well, obviously not. Obviously. This is like all ad-libs, so it's raw footage, except there'll be some cuts because I'm going to splice things together and possibly move things around There are a lot of pauses. If you watch this whole thing through with no editing, you'd probably get bored. You'd hear a lot of singing and whistling. How do you snap really fast? That had a lot to do with camping right there, I can tell you that. Kitty, do you want to be on camera? Take that as a no. He's lost. Most of this video is probably not actually going to be real content. It's just going to be extended footage, things that shouldn't actually have been in the video, but I thought it was funny enough to put in. It probably won't be funny to anyone but myself. Probably won't even be funny to myself. I'll just feel like I should put it in there. For kicks. Don't kick people. It hurts.